What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be running you all through the best warm-up routine that you can use for arena, tournaments, or even regular matches in Fortnite Chapter 3. This routine is going to help you get all of your mechanics warmed up and have you absolutely primed once you head into the actual game. But before we hop into it, if you go on to enjoy this video, be sure to drop a like on it and consider subscribing as well if you want to see more content just like this in the future. And one last thing before we get into today's video, I want to introduce today's sponsor, which is Buff. If you haven't heard of Buff before, let me run you through it. Buff is a platform that essentially allows you to make money by literally just playing video games. The platform has tons of games such as League of Legends, Valorant, PUBG, and Fortnite. Just by downloading Buff and letting it run whenever you play, Buff is going to collect information about your gameplay and they're going to pay you Buff points in return. Then you can use these Buff points to purchase all sorts of gift cards, gaming gear, in-game items, and more. Best of all, the app is completely safe, it doesn't cause any lag or delay, and it is absolutely free to use. It's super easy to set up, completely unintrusive on your gameplay, and claiming your rewards is super simple. In short, it's basically free money for playing video games. So with that said, if you would like to check out Buff, then head to the link near the top of the description and sign up today. Thank you, Buff, once again for sponsoring today's video, and without further ado, let's get into the warm-up routine. So hopping straight into the routine here, guys, this routine is going to have 5 different steps. And to start off this routine, what we're going to be doing is Raiders 1v1 Aim Trainer. So as you probably already know, Raiders 1v1 Aim Trainer is absolutely one of the best aim trainers when it comes to actual in-game aim trainers within Fortnite. And the main reason that I like to actually start off with this rather than doing it midway through the warm-up is because aim training is pretty boring, let's be honest, and it's good to kind of get it out of the way first. It's a really important aspect of your practice, but most of us won't just get off the game in the middle of a session and go and aim train, so that's why I like to just get it right out of the way first. So with that said, guys, now that we're in the map, all you got to do when you get into the map is hop into matchmaking right here, as I've shown plenty of times, and then you're basically going to be matched up with a random person. Alrighty, guys, so me and this red and yellow person are going to hop in here. You can choose any HP. You probably know your way around this map by now for the most part. Alright, guys, so as you can see, basically you just hop in here, you're training your aim against someone else. It's pretty self-explanatory. I have shown this in plenty of other videos before, and honestly my aim is really bad right now, but you guys kind of get the general gist of it. Basically just run this for a bit, kind of get your aim warmed up, kind of get your shot on point. It'll help you get your hands warm, it'll help you get your overall just gameplay primed, and I feel like it's just a good thing to get out of the way first so you don't have to worry about it for the rest of your session. Come on. Let's go. But overall, guys, that's going to do it for Raiders 1v1 Aim Trainer, so you kind of get the general gist of it just by that. I really like starting off the warm-up with an Aim Trainer just to kind of get your crosshair, kind of movement on point, and just to get everything moving well, as well as just to get the most boring thing out of the way first, pretty much. But I absolutely recommend you implement Aim Training into your warm-up and use the Raider map if possible. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and toss the code up for this map on screen right now. Alrighty, guys, so getting into the second step of this routine, this is pretty much the simplest step, and it is literally just a free build. So with the free building, our ultimate goal is just to kind of get the mechanics moving, and 5 to 10 minutes should be plenty for this. So you can do pretty much any sort of tunnel if you want to do this little mongrel tunnel here. You can do retakes if you know any good ones. And another option you guys have is just to grab some weapons and maybe run through some drills, for example, like a mongrel classic, boom, or maybe even go into a retake and build up and just add some shooting in or whatever. But basically for this free build section, we're just trying to get the mechanics moving, get the building and editing on point. We really don't have any specific goal. You don't have to really try and learn anything during this time if you don't want to. You don't really have to have any specific goal in mind. Basically, just get your mechanics moving and you should be good. Now we're going to move on to step 3 of the routine, which is teadoh's realistic edit map v4. So pretty much this map is something I just recommend to kind of get your piece control warmed up and to get your general editing better. Implementing this into the warm-up is kind of like a mixture between helping get your piece control and editing warmed up and also trying to practice some scenarios and stuff like that. So with that said, guys, once you load in here, you're going to have all sorts of weapons available, and it does have updated weapons for the current chapter, which is always really nice to have. You can turn on instant reload if you want, that way you don't have to actually go and reload your weapons. You can change your movement speed. You also have a few extra game modes, tunnels, free building, and box fights, and you have instructions if you need them. So with that said, the 2 sections are going to be realistic edits, either easy or advanced, and piece control, which is also going to be easy or advanced. So pretty much, guys, all you got to do is basically just pick a few different scenarios and run through them. So here's just a quick scenario for an example, just a double edit into a shot, double edit into a shot. Obviously, it's a pretty simple scenario for most of us, but I feel like for some beginners, this might be a really helpful scenario just to get the editing down. So here's another scenario, which is basically just edit downs. Boom, boom, boom. Nice and simple, self-explanatory. But yeah, guys, I don't want to spend too much time just aimlessly running around, but I think you guys get the general gist of this map by now. Basically, you just want to kind of get warmed up, get your edits flowing, and kind of just get some experience with the targets and everything. Oh, and also, guys, I'm going to go ahead and toss the code up on screen right now. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for step step 3. But moving on to step 4, and this is going to be another one of those drill oriented maps, and this one is going to be Raiders Peace Control map v3. Now, if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you probably already know that I absolutely love this map. I think it's one of the best maps that's ever been made in this game. Shout out to Raider464 for making it. But if you haven't seen it already, the layout is basically just like this. You can grab any weapons you want, so I'll just do the most updated weapons. That's going to be the MK7 and the Striker. But with that said, guys, basically you have 3 different areas. So you have basic peace control, aka the more beginner oriented scenarios. Then you have all the regular scenarios, which there are 15 of at the time of making this video. And then finally you have peace control tunnels, which are kind of advanced, but they're really helpful as well. But basically the goal here is just to get the peace control warmed up a little bit more, to get the building and editing kind of both implemented. So what I recommend you do is pick 2 or 3 scenarios a day and basically just run through them for a little bit. So just to show you guys the overall vibe of the map, I'm just going to go ahead and hop into number 1 right here. As you see, you can just shoot at the number and get the instructions. So for all these, you pretty much just shoot at the number and it'll show you what to do. So this is either box up the bot while staying far on the ramp, or triple edit up and then full box the bot. So let's see how we can do. I think it's like this, and you full box him. Oh, he's over there. Okay, well, kind of like that. You kind of get the idea. Basically, the idea is to do some variation of peace control, and there's a ton of different drills. Let's just hop into a beginner drill real quick. I think that's a bit more appropriate for my current skill level right now. Boom, 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 box them up. There we go, guys. There we go. All right, guys, but you kind of get the general idea for this map. Basically, you just want to pick a few different scenarios and run through them for a little bit. The one thing to note is that the map does have infinite repetition. So what you need to do if you ever like go through a scenario and you're pretty much done with it. For example, if I've been running through this one for a while, absolutely destroying this spot over and over again, all I need to do to get back to the main lobby is just to do any emote on my wheels, and we are right back here and we can go ahead. But otherwise, guys, that's going to do it for step number 4. Alrighty, guys, so getting into stage 5, the final stage of this routine, and basically you're going to be doing any sort of combat variation. So this combat variation can be anything like box fights, build fights, zone wars, or realistic 1v1s, and basically what we're trying to do is just take everything that we've done so far and just put it all together. That way, when you actually do get into the game, you've already done a few fights and you're kind of already primed for it. So just for the sake of example, I'm going to hop in here and do a realistic 1v1 really quick. Basically what we're trying to do is just put everything together and kind of have that last step to the warm-up, just to bring everything together, have all of our skills kind of in one thing, and basically just get ready for the game. Oh boy, they're kind of nuts. What are you doing? What are you doing, silly? Come here. Cracked. Oh. Nope. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, this person is an absolute nutcase. Like, they're just cranking nonstop. Hopefully they run out of mats soon. Oh. Okay, bye, buddy. Well, I guess thanks for making my video easy. But yeah, guys, once again, really, you just want to add some sort of combat variation, however many rounds you want to do, however many fights, whatever. Basically, you just want to get some sort of combat in and get yourself primed for the actual game. Since you're fighting real players in game, you want to fight a few real players during your warm-up. And just in case you guys do need it, I'm going to put the code up on screen to the realistic 1v1 map that I was just using. It has a cool little hype system. I think you can get some XP from it and stuff, and basically you can just match up with a random player as I did. So with that said, I'm just going to toss the code up on screen right now if you want to try that out. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for step 5. But with all that out of the way, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this warm-up routine. Regarding the actual timing of the routine, it's honestly up to you to choose how long you want to spend on each step. Since the routine has 5 different steps, you can choose a certain amount of time per step to have a really solid structure to it. For example, 5 minutes each step is a 25-minute routine, or 10 minutes each is 50 minutes total, or you can kind of just wing it and do whatever you feel like is best for each stage. The timing is totally up to you, and I do recommend experimenting with it to see what works best for you. But with that said, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. If this routine does help you out, then be sure to drop a like and consider subscribing as well if you want to see more tips and tricks content just like this in the future. And if you would like to help your boy out a bit extra, then consider using code TECHO in the Fortnite item shop, as it's completely free and it really does help me out a bunch. And finally, guys, once again, be sure to check out Buff, which is going to be linked at the top of the description if you want to make some easy money by simply playing Fortnite or other games. With all that said though, thank you all for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.